We've been starting to use more of our freeze-dried food. We're on a camping trip right now. We're with the minivan. It's kind of its first shakedown cruise to find out what we need, what things that we've forgotten, and some of the things we knew ahead of time that we hadn't finished. We know that we want to add Velcro pieces on the cushions to hold it to the couch unit. As a bed, it stays in position great, but I did buy the wrong foam. It's too dense. I was worried about it being too soft and squishy and you hitting the plywood. Well, I went the other way and it's too firm. Anyway, we're doing some dinner stuff right now. We're doing some pulled pork. So it's the cilantro lime pulled pork, and this one with the red salsa. And we're trying some of the guacamole also. We're going to rehydrate this. It's got an hour or so before dinner, and it should take, with pulled pork and shredded meats, it should only take a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, but it also doesn't hurt to add more time. Then we'll just put it in the ice chest until it's time to heat it. Oh, we're at the coast right now. I don't know if I mentioned that. We were at the desert for a few days because we really wanted to give the ice chest a shakedown, see how that worked, and everything else. And we like going there to the sunstone collection area and picking up sunstones. Anyway, we had some ham slices and some beef slices, and those were from very early bags before we started putting how much water was needed. And lots of people will tell you, you don't need to record how much water you need for vegetables and meats and things because they'll just absorb what they need. Well, that's kind of true. But if you're in the desert and all you have is a certain amount of water, it would be nice to know before you even started your trip to kind of allocate the amount of water you're going to need for all the dishes. This one needs about 300 cc's of water. Well, the ham and the beef, we didn't know. So we just poured in enough, more than enough, enough that we knew that it would rehydrate and leave a little bit of the liquid left. Well, we kept the extra water in the ice chest from those so that we could use it for this pulled pork. And then I just added enough water to get it up to the 300 milliliters that we needed for this. And on all of mine, I almost always write it in grams because I use a kitchen scale for all the stuff at home. But as lots of people have said, well, you should tell how many ounces or how many milliliters. So if you have a measure cup, well, grams and milliliters and cc's are all the same for water. So as long as I have that information, I can still use a scale or a measure cup. We'll get this one open, that poured in, and then we're going to do that guacamole, and who knows what that'll be like. And these are the bags that have the tear-off strip, the little notch to make it easier to start. Some of the bags that we had, the 7 mil ones early on, didn't have that little notch. And if I don't have a pair of scissors, I can't start them, or a knife or something to put a notch in there. Oh, oxygen absorber. We also, I poured the water in with the ham or beef, I don't know, one of those, without the pulling out the oxygen absorber. It won't hurt anything, it just gets it all wet. It's just, yeah, so it's fine, but I really want to take that out of there, and I'd forgotten about it. Okay, so this is 2 slabs of the pulled pork. I didn't crush them up when I bagged them. I just took 2 half pans and put them in there. And then it needs about 300 milliliters. And I think I hit it a little bit high. Yeah, I'm about 310. But if it's high, we're going to heat this on the little stove. So if it's high, I'll just heat it a little bit more with the cover off, and the water will evaporate and it'll all be fine. So I'm going to try to get that kind of on the meat. And then we'll use a straw or push out the extra air so that the water surrounds it real well. And as I said, we'll put this in the ice chest until it's time and lay it down so that everything is touching the water. Okay, so we'll get that ready. The guacamole, this is before we started using zipper bags. This is one of our original Harvest Right bags, and they're good bags. They're a nice heavy bag. I really like them, but they're they weren't really what I wanted, including the zipper and the price. They are a great bag though. So let's see what that looks like. Little guacamole pieces. So I'm going to just put those in a Ziploc, and we only need a few of them. I'm just going to do a few of those and see how they do. And then we'll just clamp that shut until we're ready to use the rest of them. Okay. I don't know how much water to use on those either, because again, on those early ones, I wasn't writing it down. And you can just slowly add a little bit until it's right, but it's really nice to know ahead of time. That's all I wanted to say, is that we're at the coast, we're using some of the stuff. So thanks for watching, and we'll see how these work out. So I thought before we put this back to driving mode or couch mode, I'd try to see if I can set the camera up to show that. Then we can add detail later when we're at home if we need it. So I'm just sitting way at the back edge by the shelf. This is what it looks like forward. So the width of the bed up where the pillows are is just over 5 foot. And then the narrow area down here, this is 4 foot wide. And then this one is 5 foot 6 inches long, I think. And then this one, the cushion is just only 6 foot, I think. So it's a little skimpy, but it really works, and the width is great. Anyway, then we have a vent area over there that's open, and then a fan there, and a fan over there. And right now we have the lights, the clip-on lights are up there, and we just move them around to wherever we need them. So the vent, I want to add another one of these fans blowing directly out or in, maybe a little duct piece, so that in areas with no wind, we still get new air coming in here and out of here to get the moisture out. Though we haven't had any condensation issues yet, but that's why we have that amount of vent. And we're going to make a narrower one also, and have one on each side. So if it's rainy, they'll be under that little gutter thing on the outside and keep any moisture from coming in here, but still allow for venting. We'll keep learning about it and see what will work. So now I'm going to try to get the camera on the tripod up here in the middle and going this way to see if we can see this, the transformation aspect of this. This is the nighttime configuration. So we'll get these sleeping bags rolled up. And right now we were using sleeping bags. We're not sure if ultimately we would prefer to have some kind of blankets or sleeping bags. But these sleeping bags are ones we had for years and years ago in our travel trailer, and maybe before that. But they are not the best thing for the way that we have the bed configured, which is a 3-inch or 4-inch slope downhill, because they're slippery. So they end up sliding down the hill, depending on the slope of the camping area. This one is actually sloped a little bit less, so it ends up with this flatter, and we didn't move much at all with this one. And it's not too much of a problem anyway. And on this side, I slept with just on the pads and not in the sleeping bag, and I find I slide less. And then into pillowcases. Oh, I could probably put the sunshade thing down on the window. That would allow for more light. And then while we're transforming this, these just get set up on the front seats. The sleeping bag, in a sense, is kind of a waste, because the 3-inch foam under you, you really don't need any sleeping bag under you. Just need it over the top. That's why I'm thinking some other kind of blankets or quilts or something that have a similar amount of insulation value, but all of it on top of you would be more useful, more effective. And of course, if you open the doors, you could do some of this very easily also, maybe even easier. But we want to make sure that we can do everything that we want to do in here as far as camping and traveling and stuff without having to open the doors in case it's rainy out. So we've been trying it all out, staying in completely. Okay, and then this towel goes on later. Oh, and then the pillows. So all of these just go up to the front for now. And for actual travel time, these will get set down here so that the sleeping bags and pillows can be stacked here and still leave the whole couch area available. In the footboard area, and this is the table, and at night I've just been putting it right here, ball bungeed in for travel. It fits up here. Gets the seat belt. And to that same ball bungee that I had in the back. So I just ball bungee the end of the seat belt on there. Okay. Pull it all the way out so it'll ratchet in, and that's nice and snug. Okay. This towel is going to go over this entire area. So it'll go from almost from completely across, and that will help make sure that none of these components rattle. And of course we have storage in these areas. And I have the magnetic catch for the side piece, and I just have a flashlight on the end of the magnet. So we have one handy if we need it. The vent piece will come out, one of the last things, and then that can set between the couch area and the car seats, the actual seats. Okay. And the cushions. Go up on there, and then the one extra cushion, because the way we have it configured right now, we're only using 3 of the cushions for the couch. If we get new squishier foam, we might change that out and have 2 of them on. That was the original plan, is that these would be stacked up 2 high, and then the back. So that's the original plan. But these were a little bit too firm for that, so we're experimenting, because these are so firm that you don't sink down much, and yeah, it doesn't. I'm too tall for this space with the 2 of them, because we thought it was going to crush down more. So the way we've been using it is just having one of the big pieces and the other one just stored up in the front when we're not using it. Okay, then the cupboard, our shelves come down, and right now we have our bathroom bags up on top of the ice chest. So this comes down, and then the pillows and sleeping bags are right in front of this for travel. I think that shows okay. So anyway, so that's kind of bungeed and seatbelt into place. That holds that all there. Up against that shelf unit, and it still leaves us all this space here to get in and out, and to be sitting on the couch, and to be able to make it back to the back if we want. to the ice chest, to the toilet area, out the back. Oh yeah, we have another fan back there, so we can open that back window and have an exhaust fan there if we want. Well, that's the tour of this for now. Oh, I forgot. These lights all get clipped back there, so we'll move those back there too. There we go. So that's where we put those lights for traveling. They just clip onto that piece. Oh yeah, that orange pole is like a snow pole, you know, fiberglass pole that you can get for marking edges of driveways and something and stuff. It's like, I don't know, $5 or something. We just cut it to length, put the little wood pieces on the end, drilled a hole at the angle, and just bent it up there. And that's our curtain rod, which seems to work great for that too. We'll probably try to hit more of the details later. I could show all the bins under there because we can get 7 bins plus a little extra storage space under there. So I'll try to show that later. We have storage along this side of the toilet. We have a little bit of storage on the other side. There's quite a bit of storage. That's it for this one for right now. Thanks for watching and for following along and for giving any suggestions, because we have tent camped. I've done backpacking and camping many years ago. We've done a little bit of tent car camping, you know, car camping with a tent years ago, way back in BC, before children. And then we camped with our travel trailer with the kids for quite a number of years. And now we're just trying to figure out the minivan idea instead, because we don't want all that stuff that we have to deal with. And this has worked out great so far. Still things we haven't finished and figured out. You know, the windows, as far as daytime, we don't have to worry. You can't see in because of the tint of the window. So you have to pretty much press your nose against that window to see in. At night, of course, then you're in a fishbowl. The front windows aren't a big problem. We have just pop-out sunshades that cover all of that pretty well. But we want to do a little bit better custom job on those. But then we need that for the back windows also. And we'll get there. At most campgrounds, it's not a big deal anyway. So again, thanks for watching.